Dear viewers, the beloved messenger of Allah, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, once said that if my Ummah recites this powerful and blessed supplication for the protection of their children, or for the fulfillment of any need, their wish will be granted even before they blink. This supplication is a magnificent gift and an extraordinary blessing for the believers. Dear viewers, it has been narrated on the authority of Hazrat Abu Huraira that the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, mentioned that Allah, the Most High, had bestowed upon Hazrat Sulaiman, the son of Hazrat Dawood, such divine blessings and miraculous powers that were not granted to anyone else except himself. If any member of my Ummah sincerely recites this sacred supplication for the well-being, protection, and prosperity of their children, then Allah, the Most Glorious, personally assumes responsibility for fulfilling their needs. Their requests are granted at a speed faster than the blink of an eye, just as Queen Bilqis, with the knowledge granted to him by Allah, brought the majestic throne of Queen Bilqis in an instant. Upon hearing this, one of the companions humbly inquired about these sacred words, eager to know which blessed kalima it was that held such an immense secret. The Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, then taught him this powerful supplication, ensuring that it was an unparalleled treasure among prayers. Dear viewers, one narration describes the grandeur of Hazrat Sulaiman when he sat upon his magnificent throne. His devoted human ministers would be seated nearby, and alongside them sat the noble kings of the jinn. With the divine power granted to him, Hazrat Sulaiman would command the wind, and his throne would be lifted high into the sky. Birds, vast in number and majestic in form, would spread their wings above the royal assembly to provide shade. The powerful gusts of wind would carry his throne across great distances that would normally take a month's journey, yet they would reach their destination within mere hours. During one such awe-inspiring journey, Hazrat Sulaiman noticed the absence of a particular bird, the hoopoe, Hudhud, who had been assigned to oversee the coordination of the other birds. Seeing that the bird was missing, Hazrat Sulaiman became displeased and declared, "I do not see Hudhud among us. If he is truly absent without a valid reason, I will punish him severely or even have him executed unless he brings me a justifiable excuse." Not long after, Hudhud returned and was warned by the other birds that the Prophet King was deeply angered. Concerned but confident, Hudhud asked them exactly what had been said, and upon hearing it, assured them that he had a justifiable reason for his absence. When he presented himself before Hazrat Sulaiman, the humble bird said, "O Prophet of Allah, I have gathered knowledge of something you do not yet know. I have come from a distant land, bringing with me certain reliable news." He continued, "I have discovered a kingdom where a woman reigns over her people. She has 312 ministers, and each minister has under his command 12,000 subordinates. This kingdom is known as Marib, located 3 miles from Saba. It is a land blessed with abundant resources and prosperity. She is served by 600 attendants, all dedicated to fulfilling her every command. However, despite the wealth and grandeur of her court, her people have been led astray. They worship the sun instead of bowing before the one true God." Upon hearing this, Hazrat Sulaiman decided to verify the truth of Hudhud's words. He commanded, "Take my letter to Queen Bilqis and observe her reaction carefully." Dear viewers, with the letter firmly held in his beak, Hudhud swiftly flew towards the grand palace of Queen Bilqis. As she was seated at her dining table, engrossed in her meal, the clever bird quietly dropped the letter before her, ensuring that she did not see where it had come from. Realizing that this was no ordinary letter, she carefully picked it up and saw that it was sealed, a clear indication that it carried great importance. The very first words of the letter filled her with astonishment, for it began in the most noble and exalted manner. "In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful." This letter was not merely a royal decree. Rather, it was a divine invitation to submit to the truth and abandon falsehood. After reading the letter, Queen Bilqis summoned her ministers and generals, presenting the matter before them. She said, "I have received a message of great importance. It invites us to submit in obedience. You are well aware that I do not make decisions without consulting you, so give me your counsel." The ministers, filled with pride and confidence in their military might, responded, "We are a nation of warriors possessing great strength and weaponry. We fear no one and are always prepared for battle. The final decision, however, rests with you. We are ready to follow your command." Despite their confidence, Queen Bilqis was a wise and intelligent ruler. She understood that war would bring devastation upon her people. She reminded her advisors that when foreign rulers invade a land, they cause destruction, disgrace the honorable, and take control by force. Rather than rushing into conflict, she proposed sending valuable gifts to Hazrat Sulaiman as a means of assessing his true nature. She reasoned that if he was merely a worldly king, he would accept these offerings. However, if he was a true prophet, he would reject them outright. Some narrations mention that among the gifts were gold bricks, precious jewels, and exquisite vessels. She even included a test. She sent 100 male slaves dressed as women and 100 female slaves dressed as men, to see if Hazrat Sulaiman could distinguish between them. Dear viewers, when the delegation arrived, Hazrat Sulaiman ordered his court to perform ablution. The real women poured water over their hands, whereas the disguised men immersed their hands into the vessel, immediately revealing their true identities. One narration states that some of the individuals began washing from the elbows down, while others started from their fingertips, further distinguishing the men from the women. Upon receiving the gifts, Hazrat Sulaiman remarked, "Do you think you can tempt me with wealth? Do you not see that Allah has granted me far more than what you have offered? He has bestowed upon me prophethood, dominion over men and jinn, and control over the winds and birds. Your material gifts hold no value before the blessings of Allah." He then instructed them to return and warn their queen, stating, "If she does not submit, I will come against her with a mighty army that she will be powerless to resist." Upon hearing the report from her envoys, Queen Bilqis realized that resisting Hazrat Sulaiman would be futile. She made the decision to travel to his kingdom herself, and her arrival would soon be marked by yet another astonishing miracle. Dear viewers, when Hazrat Sulaiman received word that Queen Bilqis was on her way, he desired that she witness a miracle before even setting foot in his court. He gathered his assembly, attended by both humans and jinn, and posed a question. "Who among you can bring me the throne of Bilqis before she arrives?" Her throne was renowned for its rarity, an extraordinary piece of craftsmanship encrusted with gold. It was kept under strict security in her palace, guarded at all times. Bringing it from Marib to Hazrat Sulaiman's court, a distance spanning hundreds of miles, in such a short time seemed beyond human comprehension. A powerful jinn, confident in his abilities, stepped forward and said, "I will bring it to you before your assembly disperses." However, another individual, Asif bin Barkia, who was blessed with knowledge from the divine scriptures, stepped forward and humbly declared, "I can bring it before the blink of an eye." He recited a sacred supplication, and by the permission of Allah, the throne of Bilqis appeared instantly in the court of Hazrat Sulaiman. The entire assembly stood in awe, witnessing this unimaginable miracle unfold before them. Observing this marvel, Hazrat Sulaiman humbly said, "This is a favor from my Lord, to test whether I am grateful or neglectful." To further assess Queen Bilqis, he ordered for subtle alterations to be made to the throne's appearance before she arrived. He wished to see if she would recognize it and acknowledge its presence in his court. The arrival of Queen Bilqis. As Queen Bilqis approached, Hazrat Sulaiman asked her, "Does this throne resemble yours?" Surprised yet cautious, she examined it closely and responded, "It appears to be mine." She was left astounded. How was it possible for her throne, heavily guarded in her palace, to be here? This miracle alone was enough for her to realize that Hazrat Sulaiman was not merely a king but a prophet blessed with divine power. However, there was one more test awaiting her. Hazrat Sulaiman invited her to enter his palace, which had a unique feature, a floor made entirely of transparent glass, appearing as if it were flowing water. As she stepped forward, mistaking the crystal-clear floor for a pool of water, she lifted her garment to avoid getting wet. This moment further confirmed to her that what she was witnessing was beyond human ability. It was at that moment that she wholeheartedly accepted the truth. Realizing that Hazrat Sulaiman was indeed a prophet of Allah, she humbly proclaimed, "O my Lord, I have wronged myself. I now submit with Sulaiman to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds." Dear viewers, this story is a testament to the divine power of Allah and His ability to bestow His chosen prophets with miraculous abilities. It is also a reminder that intelligence and wisdom, such as that possessed by Queen Bilqis, lead a person toward the recognition of truth. The Holy Quran mentions this event, stating, "Indeed, this letter is from Sulaiman, and it begins with, 'In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful.'" Surah An-Naml 27-30. Even in the time of Prophet Nuh, Allah commanded, "Embark in it, in the name of Allah is its course and its anchorage." Surah Ud 11:41. Thus, beginning any righteous action with the name of Allah is a practice of the prophets. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, emphasized this as well, saying, "When closing a door, say Bismillah. When extinguishing a lamp, say Bismillah. When covering a vessel, say Bismillah. And when untying a waterskin, say Bismillah." Dear viewers, the phrase Bismillah-ir-Rahman-ir-Raheem is filled with divine blessings. Numerous scholars have outlined its spiritual benefits. Some of them include reciting it 12,000 times while sending Darood salutations upon the Prophet after every 1,000 can remove hardships and fulfill urgent needs. Its letters hold a numeric value of 786. Reciting it 786 times followed by prayer can help in achieving one's goals. Writing it 600 times and keeping it in one's possession brings respect in the hearts of others. Writing it 100 times on the first day of the month offers protection from various hardships. Reciting it 21 times before sleeping ensures protection from sudden afflictions and harm. Reciting it 50 times before facing a tyrant grants divine assistance, ensuring victory over oppression. Reciting it 786 times over water at sunrise and then drinking it enhances memory and intellect. Burying 101 written forms of it in a field protects crops from damage and harm. A mother who has lost children may wear an amulet with it written 61 times for the safety of her future offspring. Writing it 500 times and reciting it 100 times over the script grants protection from oppression and earns kindness from those in authority. These practices, as mentioned by scholars, are believed to bring immense benefits by the will of Allah. Final words. We pray that Allah, the Most Exalted, blesses and protects all our Muslim brothers and sisters and their children, filling their lives with well-being and guidance. May He grant us steadfastness in faith, wisdom in our decisions, and success in both this life and the hereafter. Finally, dear viewers, we kindly request you to write at least one of the 99 beautiful names of Allah in the comment section. Let this be a means of remembrance and barakah for all of us. May Allah be your protector and helper in all matters. Amin.